And I see that our first agenda item is Melanie Lambert. I'm excited.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi. So my name is Melanie Lambert. I am the project coordinator for Connecticut Pathways to Integrated Employment, also known as CTPI. And I understand that the project director of the grant, Lynn Frith, was asked to give a little information about CTPI, and she was unfortunately having some technical issues, so she asked me to fill in. So here I am. So if it's okay, can I share a little slide presentation that I put together?
Sure.
Okay. All right, let me see when I go to do this, if I get it on the right screen. Can everyone see that okay?
Looks good.
Okay. All right, and do me a favor, just go ahead and interrupt me if you have a question as I go along, because I can't see you while I'm going through the slides. So just let me know if anyone has their hand up or anything, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Again, my name is Melanie. I'm going to talk a little bit about CTPI. So first of all, what is CTPI? It's Connecticut Pathways to Integrated Employment, which is an initiative in Connecticut that helps eligible youth and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities find employment, working side by side with people of all abilities and earning competitive wages and benefits. So basically, our agency, which is Aging and Disability Services, was awarded a grant from the Rehabilitation Services Administration. It's a model demonstration grant that's aimed at increasing opportunities for individuals who are contemplating or working in sub-minimum wage employment to pursue, obtain, and maintain competitive integrated employment. So in Connecticut, this would be individuals who are eligible for DDS services. And there's, a national trend towards more competitive integrated employment. And so PI is intended to build those opportunities for competitive integrated employment for those who might otherwise pursue sub-minimum wage employment. So what are the goals of CTPI? One of the main goals of this initiative is to promote messaging about competitive integrated employment, or CIE, for everyone. And the individuals we're serving under this grant may not have always received the message that competitive employment is an option for them. So that's a big part of what we're trying to do is sort of spread that message loud and clear that anyone who wants to work can work. And we are, part of this is building in the supports that people need to make that happen and to reach those goals. So specifically under the grant, we've set goals of enrolling 356 youth and 114 adults. So these are youth who may be contemplating sub-minimum wage employment, who are exiting special education in the near future, and might be thinking about, going into sub-minimum wage. And we're also looking to enroll adults who are currently working in sub-minimum wage employment and convert them over to competitive integrated employment. So we started enrolling individuals as of October 1st of last year. We currently have 42 individuals enrolled. Part of the way that we did this was sending letters to students who were exiting special education in 2024. We sent those letters back in September, and we are just starting to send letters out to students who are exiting in 2025 to continue to help more students know about CTPI and really get the message out there and get people connected to our PI counselors to talk about competitive integrated employment. And then another part of the grant is really just developing processes for interagency collaboration to create systems change for increased competitive integrated employment opportunities. So really building those relationships with the Department of Developmental Services, with the Connecticut State Department of Education, Bureau of Special Education, and other partners, provider agencies and things like that, so that we're really building these pathways towards competitive integrated employment in a sustainable way. So who is leading CTPI? So the Bureau of Rehabilitation Services is a bureau within our agency. And so we have a number of staff working on the grant, including 3 PI counselors. We have 1 in each region of the state. The University of Maryland has been contracted to provide training and technical assistance to our staff and partners on CTPI and supporting competitive integrated employment transformation efforts. And as I said, we're also working with DDS, SDE, lots of acronyms, so Department of Developmental Services, State Department of Education, workforce boards, provider agencies that provide services to individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, centers for independent living, and of course, individuals and families. Okay, so what are the benefits of CTPI? So some of the benefits are equal access and opportunity to pursue competitive integrated employment, opportunities to grow self-advocacy and self-determination skills, having money to buy and do things, leading to more financial freedom and independence, increased skills in high demand job fields. So for this grant, we sort of specified which pathways or job fields we are looking to build in our state to support competitive integrated employment. And the 3 areas are essential work, green jobs, and transportation, which are pretty broad, which is part of the reason we chose them. And of course, making new friends and expanding social networks. Okay, so some of the features of CTPI, what it looks like: informed decision making about competitive integrated employment. I'm getting a little bit of an echo. I don't know if that's everyone or just me, but our PI counselors are providing an assessment for the need of assistive technology, behavior supports, transportation, financial literacy, providing person-centered planning. All of our PI counselors are certified in charting the life course, or they're charting the life course ambassadors. So they have those tools and a number of other person-centered planning tools in their toolbox to use with individuals to help them build towards their goals and get to where they want to go with their employment and just meaningful day. They're connecting to individualized services and supports, and strategic and active collaboration and coordination of services. And of course, the targeted training and technical assistance provided by the University of Maryland, that's provided both to our staff as well as provider agencies and agencies that currently employ individuals at sub-minimum wage, and other partners that we're working with. So that's actually it. Just kind of a brief overview there. So does anyone have any questions? I can see you now, and I can stop sharing if it's easier for everyone to just kind of see faces.
I think this was absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. I totally understand it so much better. Yeah.
I'm glad.
Very good presentation. Actually, I'm thinking that possibly commissions on disability in different towns would benefit from listening, as well as school systems. That would be very helpful.
Yes, and I didn't talk a lot about the work that we're doing with school systems. I didn't really touch on that very much, but part of the outreach efforts that our PI counselors are doing, so they're we have these interagency spreadsheets of students exiting special education, which I mentioned we're sending these letters, but their counselors are also going through these spreadsheets and looking at, okay, what schools are these students at? All right, there's 5 students at this school. Let's go out and let's talk to the staff there. Let's tell them about Pi. Let's, get them to talk to their students about it. They're connecting with Level Up, which is one of our programs that provides employment transition services to students while they're still in special education. So they're working with Level Up counselors to coordinate. So we are doing some of that.
Yay. That's wonderful. Does anyone else have any questions? Quiet group. Well, thank you, Melanie. This was absolutely fabulous. I really appreciate that you were able to come.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, if there aren't any other questions, I guess I'll hop off then. Let you get on with. Thank you very. How can persons access this service? And you know what? I sort of realized as I was going through that I left that slide off, and that was a mistake on my part. So maybe what I can do is I can add that in and then email it out with like, how do you contact? But what I can do for now is just put in the chat the website, because there's a contact form on the website that anyone can fill out, and it actually comes to me, and then I figure out who to connect them with the Pi counselor. But the web address is pretty easy. It's just ctpi.org. That's not an actual link, unfortunately. I just typed it in there. But let me put in the actual link. But yeah, so there's a contact form on there that anyone can fill out, and that'll get you connected to the program. So that's probably the easiest way to go. And you can please take a look at the website. We've got videos talking about the program and all sorts of information on there as well.
Well, thank you. Very good. All right. Well, thank you for coming.
Sure thing. All right. Thank you. Take care, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Let's see. Okay. The next item on our agenda, transition to GT independence discussion. Uh-oh.
Hi. I suggested adding that to the agenda. My daughter's been doing self-direction for many years now. We've worked with Allied, and before that even, we were part of public partnerships, which was horrible, and then Allied took over and it was much better. I don't know if I'm in the minority that we didn't really have problems with Allied, but this transition has been extremely difficult. I know that I've called them, I'd have to say, and I'm underestimating, at least 10 times. And every time you get a different answer, and I've been in touch with other parents who are going through this, and we're all having a rough time with this. And every time you think you're almost there, you're not. I thought I got through 3 out of my 4 employees, and then I got an hour ago, I got more emails. I talked to them and then came more emails. And it's constant. You need to do this, you need to do that. It starts on Sunday. And one of my employees had problem, well, all of them did, but some of them got through it by just calling. They got a new link. One of them was told yesterday, we have to reset you completely. You can't even do anything for the next 24 hours. So hopefully this afternoon she'll be able to get through it, but it's been an awful experience. I don't know if anybody else, Donna wants to add to that.
I will second that. This has just been really stressful, actually. And I don't know about you all, but I don't need any more stress. And my thing, so originally I asked if we could have like a one-to-one, because apparently that was out there. I didn't know until last week. So I requested a one-to-one training. and somebody was going to come to the house, which they offered Zoom or a house visit. And I was like, oh, I'm all over the house visit thing. And so they said, you'll hear from me in a few days. Didn't hear. So here we are, new week. It's starting. So I sent a message and said, you know, what's happening kind of thing. And it's just been zero. At one point, somebody sent me an email at like 3 a.m, setting up some kind of meeting. And then literally a minute later, it was canceled. So I'm not sure what happened. I've called, I will say when I call, right now I'm sure everybody's calling because it takes forever until somebody answers. I'm going to guess that's unusual. You know, to give them some credit, I'm sure they're just on overload. And I try and be really polite and say, I understand, you know, this is a difficult time for you, but can you help me kind of thing. One of my employees still has not gotten the whole application. So I'm still waiting. So I guess she won't be able to work through them until that happens. And I had heard that other people were having trouble with the amount, the payment amount was not correct. So I did go back and check that, and I will say that mine were fine, at least the 3 that I have. Today I called again. I called yesterday. Okay, when I called yesterday, the woman said she couldn't really help me because she was taking part of the overflow, and she would just send all my information on to someone who could help me. I said, okay. Now, to their credit, again, I think they're trying to serve people. I really do, but that's not overly helpful. So then I called back again today, and I did get somebody who was more helpful. They sent me something that I actually needed, so that was a good thing. But really, this is super stressful. We have to use this on Sunday. That is mind-blowing to me. I really I don't know how to use it. I have no idea. I signed onto the portal. Oh, the other thing is 3 times I called to check who they had for employees for me. They had people that not only didn't work for me anymore, but had never worked. I have no idea who they were. So they made them inactive, supposedly. But then when I went onto the portal, they're still listed on my portal as employees. Now, I suppose it doesn't matter, right? As long as nobody's doing anything, I guess their names can sit there. But I don't understand why I can't take them off. It just bothers me. It's like, I just want to see what I need to see. That's all I want. So that is sort of a point of contention for me. In any case, I'm very nervous about how this is going to happen. One of my people tried to sign on to the app, and they're asking for some number that we can't figure out what that number is. It says you can get it on the left top hand side of your timesheet. What timesheet? Has anyone tried to sign on to the app or had their employees do that yet? No. Okay, well, so that's my call for tomorrow, unless she's going home and she's going to try and figure it out. But this has just been really stressful. And again, don't want to overly complain because I do think here we are. I mean, it's just the reality of our life right now. So what I would just like is for things to get fixed. So it's really what I'm trying to say. And I also never really understood why we were switching companies. Nobody has really ever shared that information. Like Tammy, I had no problem with Allied. They were lovely. So anyway, that's my sad story for the night. Sorry.
The other thing I wanted to add to that is the fact that Donna is an educated person. I feel I'm educated, and many of the other people I know are educated as well. What about the people that don't have English as their first language, that are way overstressed with the people in their house, that they get to look at this maybe at 2 o'clock in the morning? How are you supposed to do this? How how can this work? Because we really have gone through a lot over all these years and managed to get through all the steps. And if one of us can't do it, we contact others. We know enough people, but we're all in the same boat. So that's why I wanted to add it to the agenda, because I can just see it even exploding once Sunday comes and goes.
Can I also add the training? I don't know, there were different sessions, but the training I went to, my sound kept going out. Well, their sound kept going out. And then the bigger issue was there were some people in person. I was one of the people on the computer thing. And somebody would ask a question that I couldn't hear. And then the leader would answer the question without repeating the question. So it was like hearing information in a void. It was so unhelpful. So that was like, which is why I asked for the one-to-one training. Normally I'm fine. I can sit through a training on the computer, but that was a huge frustration for me. I don't know if anybody else had that problem on the training that you were on, but.
I did too, and what happened was the people in the room were talking while the people were presenting, and so it just sounded like a big noise. Every now and then you caught some of the comments, but you couldn't catch enough to have it make sense. Kim, you're muted.
Annette has her hand up.
Hi, I just want to let you know I spoke to them today. I called and there was quite a long wait and I left my number. They called me back within a couple of hours. I spoke to a girl named Rachel who was very helpful. She said on the portal, we will not see anything until Sunday. So she said, right now, don't worry about it. This is what she said. Don't worry about it till Sunday. Once your people start punching in, if you have a problem, to call them. Okay. I don't know if that helps. I also sat through the training and didn't understand anything. Sorry, I'm not highly intelligent. But she sounded very optimistic today, so I guess I'll wait and see. Okay. And again, I loved Allied, had no trouble.
Uh-huh. All right. I can tell you my story. I had both. I had Allied and Sunset Shore. So I had both. And I can tell you that Allied was not as good as Sunset Shores. But I've had a lot of issues with Sunset Shores recently because Ellen has a transportation budget and she also has an EIN number through CFC. So there's some issue where our driver, I pay him, and then I get reimbursed. But I haven't been reimbursed for September, October, November, or February. So I'm still waiting for that. And it's Ellen's money, not my money. And they don't know what's going to happen when we switch to GTI because this driver, we don't know how we're going to pay the driver. We have no idea. So yeah, it's been fun. I'm hoping that once we're over the bump, that things will get better. It's frustrating. I remember going through the EVV training and that was challenging. So, but Annette, do you have another question? Okay.
No, sorry, I forgot to take my hand down.
That's okay. That's all right. All right. Does anybody have anything else? How about some positive GTI? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
The person I spoke to today said to me that she lives in Washington and she's just trying to help out. So she took all my questions and she put me on hold for a long time, came back and said that there's somebody named Nathaniel Jefferson, who is the Connecticut enrollment person. And he was very busy today, but he will call me back tomorrow. He will check out on all my questions and call me tomorrow.
Oh,
we'll see what happens tomorrow. But and she gave me his email address as well.
Oh, that was good.
I feel empowered a little bit. I'm
Good.
not quite as upset and stressed and angered as I was about 2 o'clock by 2 o'clock this afternoon. So she made me feel a little better, but I've heard so many stories. I don't know what to believe and what not to believe. So I'm not totally feeling it yet, but I'll see tomorrow. Maybe I'll feel better
Yeah.
about it all.
Yeah.
But they're not open. They say, okay, so Sunday it starts. Customer service isn't open until Monday morning. So if we got problems Sunday, I guess we just hold our problems.
Yeah. You know. Ooh, Donna.
So I'm just in the spirit of looking for the good. I will say that the people make an effort to help.
Oh, good.
I will say that they do make an effort, and a couple people gave me their extensions, though only one person ever called me back when I used it. So, and again, though, I do think this period of time is just as stressful for them as it has been probably for us. So I'm trying to sort of go with that, give the person grace thing. It's just that this kind of thing makes me really nervous. Like, you're talking about paying employees, and it's hard to find good people, and you don't want to not pay your employees. So it's just really stressful. If it was me, I wouldn't care. Like, whatever, pay me, don't, it's my child. I'll do what I need to do. But we're talking about other people who are kind enough and, brave enough to work with our kids. And I just feel like they deserve to get paid in a timely manner. And this, I don't know, maybe we didn't have enough time for it. Maybe there should have been a longer time next time. Not that there will necessarily be a next time, but maybe if we ever do a big, huge transition like this, there could be a way to do it slower, and maybe even just roll people in slowly. So, you try a few people and see what happens and work out the kinks. And by that time, everybody else is good to go. Just a thought, but
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's a good suggestion.
My
I like
positive.
Annette.
I really do have a question this time. So with Allied, you know how we had to do it like at the end of the week after everybody punched in, you did it at the end of the week. Is this the same one thing that has to be in by Monday? Does anybody know if the timeline has changed?
Okay.
Because
I
they
don't-
didn't talk about that at the in the Zoom. Like, is there a certain, do you know, Stacy, anything about it? Is there a timeline that everything has to be submitted like Allied?
I don't know that detail, but I can get the answer for you tomorrow.
Okay, I didn't know if you had any insight. I'm assuming it's going to be the same as Allied, but I guess I shouldn't assume. Nobody that knows. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That was a great question.
The other thing I'm kind of confused about a little bit too is with EVV now, if there's a mistake or if there's a problem somewhere, we can go in and make the corrections.
Right.
Whereas here, they just say you put a notification out to the employee and they have to make the correction.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And the other thing I didn't mention before, and I don't mean to go negative, but the same question was asked many times about how to make a change in something that was wrong on the applications now that they were working on in the enrollment. One person says, you change it. Another person said the employee has to change it. The third person said to me, your case manager needs to make the change. So I called the case manager and he's like, no, we can't do that. I don't know. That isn't something that we've been told that we are able to do. I wouldn't even know how to go in there pretty much to do it. So that kind of thing also adds to the stress when you're getting all the different information. And when you're told your case manager should answer it, and the case managers are saying, we haven't been given a whole lot of information about this. We know some of the basics, but we don't know the fine answers to these either. It just kind of feels, I guess what I want to say is, it feels like we're out there just grasping at straws and there isn't a connection somehow. It's these new people that try to make it sound like this is the best thing since sliced bread, and we are kind of caught with the timeline with people who are going to count on making this money, like Donna said, to work with our guys. I think I'm fortunate with some of them that will be able to deal if it doesn't work the first couple of days. But you never know. Some people actually work for the money that they needed immediately. The hand to mouth type of the thing. So, you know, so I'll stop with the negative, but I just wanted to get that out as well. I'm hoping maybe in the future in these kinds of things also there could be some families, I don't know if there were, but some people who are actually living this life get involved in the planning and try it out with them and just know that, okay, this could be a stressful thing, but we're just doing it kind of in a bubble and it's not really going to work that way, but we just all try. Like when we switched to EVV, we had to do paper and EVV until everybody knew what they were doing. It wasn't just one day it's this and one day it's that.
That's true. You're right.
Okay, well, thank you for listening and hopefully.
No, thank you. That was good. You definitely was a good idea to talk about it. Yeah. Annette, your hand is still up. Do you have another question or comment?
I am so sorry. I keep forgetting to take it down. Ignore me.
That's okay. Okay. Any other questions before we move on? Oh, I think we're good. All right. Regional directors update.
Hi, everyone. I just want to respond to some of your comments. Thank you for that feedback in regards to your experience. We definitely, this transition I know is stressful and transition is very hard. So believe me, I can assure you that DDS is in constant communication with GTI to try to work out these kinks and discuss issues as they're brought to our attention. I know I received a couple of emails that I was able to kind of triage and forward to like a liaison, one of the brokers, and also, work within, central office staff just to say, hey, this is an issue and show them, what's being said so that they're aware and they can bring it directly to the meetings that they've been having, because they have been meeting with GTI all the way up until today. I was trying to get someone from central office to join us that have been, in these meetings, and I can assure you they're in constant meetings. So I was just asked to share that, continue to, they understand that the waiting time on the GTI customer service phone number is extreme wait time. They're hoping that it soon will be reduced as they're grabbing employees from all over to assist them with this transition. As TME, as you said, you spoke to someone that was in another state. But they're grabbing all the resources that they can to try to transition as many families and as possible. So going forward, just encourage anyone that you speak to call the customer service phone number or use the customer service email address. And, if you hear of any families that haven't started the process, they should probably check their email, because they may have received some kind of correspondence from GTI that maybe went to their spam. But, DDS is going to ensure that your employees get paid. So they're just, they're really working hard and brainstorming and just trying to work out these kinks, but your employees will get paid. That's one thing that was told to me, to assure you that will happen. They also wanted to share just, on March 24th, just make sure that hopefully that all the employees should be entering their time through that application. So hopefully they download that application and they put on their mobile device or tablet and, start entering their time. And I think that's all I can share for right now. But I will, make sure I take the notes and share, your comments. Tammy?
One
Tam-
quick
Got her
question.
hand up?
Yes.
Oh, you're muted.
I just unmuted. Am I still now?
No, you're good.
No, you're
No, I
fine.
hear you.
They mentioned that we use it for the time and for mileage. There'll be something that appears on the 24th for mileage. I've been trying to find out about reimbursements. How do we find out about, where do they go? How do they get?
I'll ask that question. I'll ask the question. I don't recall. I did, as some of you sat through just the presentation and, everything looks good and sounds good, but, until you're in it, to try to implement it yourself, it just, it sounds good, but I'm not sure how that will carry out, but I will also ask that question for you.
Wonderful.
And get the answer. I'll email the group so that everyone, has the information and you can share it with others that are going through this, also this difficult time. But as far as, regional director report, I just still encourage everyone to look at the forums that Elisa Velardo, our deputy commissioner, continues to put together. They're great, and just with the stories, the personal stories that people share, just talking about their transitions and what's going on with, while the initiatives are great stories to see. Like I said, Elba, our housing director, and Elisa will be invited to our next meeting to just share some more about supportive housing and what's going on in that area. And lastly, I wanted to share that this is Claudia Newman's last meeting with us. Claudia has been working for DDS for over 30 years. And she has been such a tremendous help to every single person that has sat in the seat as a regional director. I don't know what I'm going to do without her. And I would just, like to just tell you, Claudia, I appreciate you tremendously. I will miss you terribly. And right now I'm pretty much, I'm holding it together, but I'm going to cry like a baby next
thank
week.
you. Thanks for sharing.
I just wanted to share that to let everyone know that Claudia's last day is next Thursday, and she's going into her next chapter of retirement.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I said. Yeah. Thank you, Stacey. I appreciate it. I've loved doing this. Group has been great. I've been doing this for a really long time, a lot of years. It's changed, but the group has always been great. Yeah, I'm gonna miss everybody. That's my biggest thing, is I'm gonna miss people at work, but I've been here for 37 years, so it's a long time.
Good for you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
So next meeting, we'll introduce you to the person that's going to try to fill her shoes. She's training them up slowly, and there'll never be another Claudia, but I can assure you that her replacement is, her name is Esther Diaz. Lovely lady, has been with DDS a short period of time, but has made a tremendous impact in the projects and things that she has participated in. So I will be able to introduce her next month to the REC committee. And that's all I have for today.
Thank you. Oh, Claudia.
Oh, thank you,
I'm
everyone.
Yeah, no, but you will love retirement. You will be a lot more busy than you were now.
So I've heard. Thank you. Yeah,
You will
everyone I
be.
know.
I thought the subcommittee was going to support me and try to give me ideas on how to keep her.
No, she needs to retire. Let her have some fun.
Thank you.
Legislative update? Oh dear, where's Rick?
He wasn't able to be here, so yeah, I don't think we.
Oh, he always has us, he knows everything. All right, well, then I guess we move on. The open forum for public participation. Nobody. Nobody wants to say anything. Oh my. Well, we got an extra few minutes in. That's awesome. But it's not even 6 o'clock yet. So see, we did well.
Awesome.
I think we're adjourning. Unless anyone has anything. We're good. All
All
right.
right,
Claudia,
everyone.
we'll miss you. Thank you for everything.
Yes.
Yeah, thank
I'll
you.
miss you all too. I will miss everybody. I will.
Enjoy
Thank
every
you.
minute of retirement.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so
Take care.
much.
Good night.
Good
Bye,
night.
Good night.
everyone.
Bye-bye.